Global News Morning, we're sitting down each day with one of our mayoral candidates. And this morning, we thank Kelley Moore for coming in on your Monday morning.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
First off, a newcomer to the mayoral race. A lot of people don't know a lot about Kelley Moore. So first off, Kelley, tell us about yourself and your platform.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to do that. So I am a city planner and regional urban planner by profession. I graduated from the University of Saskatchewan and for a number of years worked at the City of Saskatoon as a city planner, and then was fortunate enough to have a position at the provincial government and worked in human service integration. And in those roles oversaw the housing programs with Saskatchewan Housing Corporation in terms of the policies there. And then also for the last 7 years almost have been working around ensuring supporting people with intellectual disabilities. So in those roles I've managed budgets of $150 million, capital projects all over Saskatchewan. And then as well, my partner and I have a business here that employs graduates from the university. So I am running because I think that we need a change at City Hall, and I'm the only person that can offer that change.
And Kelley, the sort of theme for your campaign is expect more, which is suggesting that maybe the current mayor isn't doing enough. Where do you think the shortcomings are right now?
Well, thanks for the question. And expect more is about really elevating the service and ensuring that people are getting the value for their money in terms of their taxes, in terms of capital investments, civic centers, safety, and so forth. What's important to me, and what I was hearing when I did research before deciding to run and knowing that people were indeed looking for change, was that people were putting the investment in. They saw their dollars, but they weren't seeing if that was working for them. And I think what we need to do at City Hall is ensure that when we're increasing taxes or having taxes or putting capital investments, that people can clearly see where those dollars are going and if they're getting value for money. And so that includes making sure that if you're going to do a new art gallery, for example, that you know what the cost is going in, that people can see that being reported, and that projects are coming in on time. And so for me, it's really changing the thinking that City Hall isn't a bottomless pit of money. You know, that we simply have to make sure that we're more accountable with respect to our expenditures.
Out this morning, over 800 citizens here in Saskatoon were polled, sort of about what they think the big issues are this election, among them roads, crime, taxes. You had a busy weekend of campaigning. Does that coincide with what you're hearing?
Absolutely. All the top priorities are exactly what are in my priorities at my website, which is Moore for Mayor, number 4, formayor.ca. And in there, that's exactly what we've identified. The civic service satisfaction priority area that I have acknowledges that people have had the road maintenance levy now for the last 2 years. There's another levy going on. I think it's about 5.4%. And the fact is people are not clear that it's really working for them, that they're getting the value, that they're seeing the improvement. And I think, you know, if things aren't working for us, we need to change the way we're doing it. And that is what I'm offering in my candidacy, is a different perspective, an experienced and knowledgeable perspective, and a willingness to change the status quo. Safety is also a priority for me, and last week I released the details of my safety priority, which are also on my website. And I think that, of course, citizens are concerned, and they want to ensure that this is a safe community, and we continue to be the crime capital of Canada. And that's the thing around expect more. Again, we can't settle for that. There's no reason to believe why we can't be a safe community, why we can't address issues of violent crime or property crime, because we can, but we need to work together to do that.
And I do want to touch briefly on another poll that was released last week, and that was just sort of gauging the front runners in the race.
Yeah.
For somebody who has never run before, you came in third, a fairly solid showing. Your reaction to that?
Well, I'm very pleased with the poll results, of course. There was an opinion in the newspaper this morning that talked about they're even closer than what was reported because of the margins of error. And the fact is I did a lot of research, my team did research, and we knew that the people were looking for a change, but they wanted somebody that was qualified, that understood this community, which I have. I've been here 33 years, and it is on track with what we expected.
All right, as we head towards October 26th, what's the plan, the campaign plan for the next month?
Well, it's to meet as many people as I possibly can. As you mentioned at the beginning of the interview, Lisa, people want to know who is Kelley Moore, and I want to give them every opportunity to get to know me. So definitely knocking on doors, through my social media on my website, you can engage with me. I am responding to questions that are coming in. That people get to know my values, they get to know what's important, they get to know about my history and the priorities, which I think are very much aligned with the priorities of our community.
I know you've mentioned your website several times. Social media, a big part of this election, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think that as mayor, that it's the responsibility to ensure you're engaged with the public, and I can't really think of, other than of course face-to-face, a better way to reach so many people than to have the social media. People get to know what's important to you, get to know what's important to them, and I think that's what City Hall needs to be about, and the role of mayor. It's a two-way street. You need to be receiving information, and people need to receive the information from you, and together we need to work together to identify the future of our community, and that's why I want to be mayor. Is I want to work with people. It's important to me, and I want to help the city be the best it can be.
And we're gonna end. I'm gonna put you on the spot just a little bit.
Bet.
This can be as light or as heavy as you want.
Sure.
Tell Saskatoon something they don't know about Kelley Moore.
Oh, well, what do I know about Kelley Moore? Well, something I don't know about Kelley Moore. There's a lot Saskatoon doesn't know about Kelley Moore. But that I love dancing.
There you go.
I'm a Ukrainian Irish, or depending on who I talk to, I'm Irish Ukrainian. And I grew up in Yorkton, Saskatchewan. I was raised by my grandparents, which gave me a really amazing foundation in my life, and helped me to bridge many generations. And I'm much older than my siblings. My oldest brother is 10 years younger than me.
Wow.
And my youngest brother is 17 years younger than me. So I've had the privilege of spanning many generations as I've grown up, and that I think has helped me to be a flexible, adaptable person who really loves engaging with people.
And you know, sometimes I think that those things are my favorite part of these interviews.
Yeah.
You know, I think you connect with more people than you know on questions like that.
Thank
Kelley
you.
Moore, thanks for coming in this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you